one reason that China is the largest emitter is because we essentially just took all of our industry and put it in China. So it's a planetary problem, and unless we start treating it like that, you'll just create a lot of political dislocation, even in some of these other countries, like Germany, like the United States. So to me, it's not that we've solved the climate problem at all with the United States being number 2 and China being number 1. It's just that we just took all of our factories and put them there. And my problem is that authoritarian regimes, whether China or any other authoritarian regimes, who have opaque supply chains, we don't know what they're doing. So all we're doing now is laundering carbon emissions into the products that they're selling us, like electric cars, like solar panels, and we feel good that we bought an electric car and a solar panel. But we haven't done anything to the problem. So to me, what we need are rule of law countries like Korea, like Japan, United States, Australia, United States, Canada, to have transparency from the mine, because we're going from a fossil world to a minerals world. So we want it at the mine, to the processing, to the precursor materials, to the final product. We need to embed our values of rule of law, human rights, child labor, the environment. And then we need enforcement mechanisms between us at our borders and inspectors. If we do that, we will not only win because our companies, like the companies here, won't be undermined through this opaque supply chain, and we'll do it in a cleaner, better way. So that's just my view. Is I'm trying to be real politique on the geopolitics of it, and I just don't want to act like we're solving a problem, but not really solving it. So I think the IRA was, I guess in some ways seems successful because there's been lots of announcements of a lot of money and a lot of investment coming to the United States, as opposed, a lot of South Korean companies, for example. Like I've been here and I've been meeting with LG Energy, LG Chem, SK On, Hyundai. They're all building in the United States because they want that tax credit. So I think in some ways, but what hasn't happened yet is, the factories need to be built, they need to be open, they need workers, they need trained workers, and they need energy in order to do all these things. So I think it's still out. Will it be successful or not? But at the same time, the United States will never, again, be the same manufacturing hub, and they shouldn't be. They should want Europe to have a strong supply chain. They should want the allies here in Asia to have a strong. We all need our own IRA. I think that's what it's saying. And the only reason we need an IRA is if you don't put price, on carbon and everything. But more so, we need it because the authoritarian dictators are cheating, undermining, private sector companies. So again, we need to the United States has chosen to subsidize, to give carrots to these companies, because at any moment, these authoritarian regimes can be, manipulating the supply chain. So my view is we should all have IRAs. It shouldn't be that everything is built in North America. We all need strong supply chains. That is what we learned from COVID. COVID taught the world, 3 things happened in the world, I think, recently that has changed. COVID, like everyone's like, well, we don't have drugs, we don't pharmaceuticals anymore, we don't have masks. And every country during COVID said, my population is first. That's what we know. Populations come first. Your population, your political leader. 2, we had a supply chain problem with semiconductors. No better place to mention that than in South Korea. So without a semiconductor, all these products are sitting there waiting. All these cars are sitting there, and everyone's like, wait, we can't get semiconductors? Why not? And there's a lot of reasons for that. And then finally, we had this Ukraine war situation. And I think that taught people that, guess what? Authoritarian leaders care about power. They don't care about economic efficiency. So again, I'm just trying to be realistic to solve this problem, and we should solve it in a way that I think doesn't mask what I could say, hear no evil, see no evil. As long as they're sending us products, we don't care how they made them. I don't think that's the right approach. We have semiconductors, they'll get better. We have batteries, they'll get better. But we need to do it now. We have permitting for energy. We need to do that. We have a small nuclear reactor. Like all this exists if we actually just we know how to build things. Let's just start building it instead of acting like the perfect solution. So my argument would be we need the environmental community in some cases to get out of the way. Let people mine. Let people permit. Let people build. I don't know like what your experiences are, but the problem is a little bit that they do want this perfect solution, but everything we do will move Earth. Everything will have an impact. And it's just time to admit that. And the impact might be at different places. In America, we fight about, oh, you can't mine because there's like a tribe. I respect tribal rights, but at the same time, you need to do this, or you cannot solve the world's problems. I think Korea, South Korea, and Japan have such important nodes of the technology and expertise to make it happen. And the United States has, of course, capital markets and a massive market to purchase. So the opportunity is massive. I think the United States in the short term does have natural gas that could help displace some of the coal here, which, Americans' emissions have gone down mostly because they use a less carbon intensive. And again, I'm not here to, say that, this is a solution for climate. It's not over the long term. But, we need to start taking every step we can. So to me, there's just a moment for these three countries to work together to make this happen. And as I said before, I'm very focused on getting the allied countries to stand up together and create a transparent, rule of law based, values based economic order that solves the problem. And those three countries together, are very important and can help make that happen.